y'all, I'm Jannell. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, y'all already know the rest. Please don't hesitate to subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel. Okay, welcome to a new video. So today I'm going to be talking about the flip side of being yourself, the flip side of being authentic, the flip side of being original, right? Because there is a flip side. So basically, a lot of the points that I'm going to be speaking about is the experiences that I've had, right? And then other things, I'll go from there, right? So basically, I find, not even in just this generation, but I'm Gen X, even in my generation, being yourself when you do not follow the crowd, you do not follow the masses, you're not manipulated or swayed by other people's perspective or opinions of you, you are frowned upon, period, right? You are very much frowned upon because you are just different, right? So saying all that to say is, I think that it's very, very sad that people who do not follow what other people do, you know, have to kind of like explain why they are who they are and give people, you know, all of these explanations and all of these details about what made you do this and what made you do that. I don't understand it, and I will never understand it, right? But saying all that to say, let me go back. So I'm gonna give you some more details about what I'm saying. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, I've talked about this before. Okay, so I'm gonna use this for example. When I went natural for the second time was in 2014, a decade ago, right? A lot of people wanted me to explain to them what made me go natural. Why did I decide to not put chemicals in my hair anymore? It was almost like, I don't know, like, why is it that somebody has to explain to you what made them do what they decided to do with themselves? I just don't understand it. But this is all of the feedback, you know, all of the questions and everything that I was getting from my peers and then people who were much younger than me and then just the outside world in general, right? Because most black women hate their hair. They want to know why somebody decided to wear their hair and embrace their hair. Like, you know, it's almost like, why do I have to explain to you that I love who I am and love how I was born? Like, why do I have to break all of that down to you and make you understand it in so many words so that maybe you can get a better understanding of why you don't like what you like about yourself? I don't understand it, but that's what happened. Okay, so let me go back a little bit further. Okay, when I was like about early 2000s, maybe 2002, I went natural the very first time. This one, it was very highly frowned upon, and nobody in my city was wearing natural hair. Me and my cousin, we were the only ones that I saw that was wearing natural hair. And I mean, like, wearing our hair in a bush ball ponytail where you put a scarf around it and your fro is out, but not really like just a complete fro, but like up in a ponytail. We wore our hair like that a lot. We all know that braids and things like that is a big deal in the black community. It's just our, you know, it's who we are for real, you know? So of course we wore braids and things like that, but then we wore our natural hair and it was so questionable to so many people, right? Back then. Fast forward to 2014, it was the same thing. We do know that natural hair had became a trend a couple years ago, but this was before it became a really big trend, okay? So it was just like people wanted to ask me, oh, is your hair soft? How do you do it? Or what do you do at night? Is it manageable? Is it this? Is it that? You had to answer all of these questions. Everywhere I went, people were asking me all of these questions, which pretty much annoyed the hell out of me. It's just what it is. It did, right? Okay, so then off that, let me go a little bit deeper. 2014 is when I gave up the flesh of an animal, right? I decided I did not want to eat the flesh of an animal anymore. And it was so highly questionable and frowned upon too from a lot of my old co-workers, because when you work a full-time job, you're at work most of the time, right? So, and then my past career, I was around so many different types of people. So a lot of people were very inquisitive about what made me want to give up the flesh of an animal. So I had to answer questions on a daily, like, do you miss meat? Like, can you smell it without, you know, being tempted? Do you this? Do you that? It was just, now keep in mind, I don't have a problem with answering questions about certain things, but just when it becomes like a pattern, it's annoying to me because I feel like I should not have to explain who I am and why I want to do things to other people like each and every day. This shit is annoying, right? Now, if a person wants to know because they may be interested, that's a different thing. But when they are like trying to break you down because of the decisions that you've made for your life and trying to make you feel bad somehow, some way, it gets very, very annoying, right? So this is where I had to deal with almost every day until I retired, which was in 2017. Almost every day I had to answer all of these questions because people was just like bothered. They were bothered. And then some people was just interested in knowing how could I do it, right? Considering that I was around everybody that ate meat, because people who work with me, all of them ate meat. So they wanted to know, how was I so strong to not eat meat in an environment where everybody was doing it, right? Like, okay, so those type of questions weren't too bad, but when you were just trying to get me to explain what is the benefits, why did you want to do it, don't you miss meat, don't you feel nauseous if you don't eat meat, and it's just all of these, it's just a bunch of stupidity, right? It was very, very annoying to me, right? So now let me get it even a little bit deeper. I gave up drinking any alcohol in 2015. That was another one. When I decided I did not want to drink any alcohol anymore, people wanted to know, what made you do it? Like, were you an alcoholic? Like, is that why you gave up? Just stupid ass questions. But I mean, I guess every question is a reason why some people ask questions. You see what I'm saying? Some of the questions were stupid to me, but they probably weren't stupid to the people who were asking them, right? So people wanted to know, like, what do you do when you're stressed out? Like, how could you just like not want to drink wine? Like, or I was getting a lot of these questions. Oh, you don't drink alcohol, but you still drink wine. And I'm just like, I don't understand that question, because alcohol and wine is alcohol. Like, what are you saying, right? So I got a lot of feedback from that, whether it was just people being inquisitive or just negative feedback from all of it, right? People could not understand why a person did not want to drink anymore, because that's something that is considered the norm, especially when a person is stressed out. A person consider themselves wanting to wind down. That's what they do. They go grab alcohol, a bottle of wine, whatever your alcohol of choice is. People wanted to know, how is it that you cannot drink alcohol? How is it that you can not eat meat? How is it that you can stop hanging out? Because I do not hang out. If you've been watching me, you know this, right? I do not sit at bars. I do not hang out at clubs. I do not go to parties, right? So now when I say parties, I'm talking like, party, like where people are, y'all know what I mean. Now, if it's like a gathering, maybe, it just depends, because I don't really like being around a lot of people, so I'm probably not even going to go to that either, right? But it just depends. But for the most part, yeah, I don't do a lot of the things that I used to do. And I feel like once you get older, how are you still doing a lot of the things that you used to do? But maybe I shouldn't even ask that. Each is for their own, like I always say. But for me, why do I want to still do the things that I used to do? Aren't you aiming to be a better you? Like, I don't know, like all of those things aren't fun to me anymore. I don't feel like I have to explain why I don't do this and why I don't do that to all of these people. This shit just ain't fun no more. You see what I'm saying? You grow up, you mature more, and a lot of things is just like not that entertaining. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of people wanted to know, like, yeah, how could you not hang out? What do you... First of all, when you are finally at like a level of peace and you are not in no type of toxic environments and things like that, a lot of the things you used to do should be a thing of the past. They just should be a thing of the past, right? So basically, there is a price you pay for being yourself. People, will kind of just not really understand you. You become not that relatable to maybe some of the people that you grew up with, right? So you kind of like do your own thing, or you find people who you're more relatable to and who's relatable to you. You know what I mean? When you give up certain things, you have to find new people that are relatable, new people who are interesting to you, and vice versa. So to me, it is a price you pay. The price you pay is you lose a lot of friends. You lose a lot of associates when you elevate, you know. And we're not just talking about like money and things like that. Just a level of peace, a different level of clarity, you know, different things that you choose to not do in life anymore. It's a price you pay. You lose a lot of people. It's just what it is. You know, if you watch my videos, you know, if y'all have been watching me, y'all see that I'm pretty much by myself. When you do not do a lot of things that people that are of the world do, you lose a lot of people. Like, for instance, okay, I've never smoked weed a day in my life. I have never smoked weed. So that's another thing with people like, you never smoked weed? Because it became such a norm where so many women smoke. I can never understand it. It's not for me to judge, you know, whether you smoke or not. Do you, like I always say. But I've never been interested in nothing like that. It just never interests me. So I've never done it. And, you know, that's another thing where people just, they like, you never, oh, wow. Now, it just takes a different type of person to be able to understand this and you know, for you to be relatable to, where people will somewhat find you interesting when you don't do what the masses do, right? But it's far few in between. So again, when you start elevating and you just give up or leave a lot of your old habits behind, you leave a lot of people behind too, because people, they just start disappearing. They literally start disappearing when you're just not into a lot of things. Like, some people can never really fully understand like how I don't hang out like at parties and clubs. Like, at my age, I don't see no fun in that shit. I don't understand how people do it. But it's not for me to judge them, you know what I mean? Because some people will party until they like 70 something years old. Each is for their own, right? But I'm just not into it. I don't bash people that do it. I don't talk down about people that do it. I'm just not into it. So I would rather not hang around people that do it because I'm not into it. You see what I'm saying? So this video was just basically just me letting you know that when you are your authentic self, you are original, you don't really, you know, fall into a whole bunch of trends and everything, you're frowned upon. You are very much frowned upon from different groups of people. You could be so much more interesting to certain groups of people, right? It's just your people will find you. Like, I know that the people who like my content and everything, or they'll just find me. They will find me. Like, I'm not going searching for nobody. I'm not searching and looking and hoping and for nothing. No, I'm not doing that. So yeah, the things that are for me, the people that are for me, they will come to me. You know what I mean? Now, again, it's not for the weak. You know, it's not for the weak, because some people cannot handle a lot of ridicule from people like trying to like tear them down and rip them apart about the things that they no longer do or the things that they're no longer interested in. Some people can't handle that, you know, because it's peer pressure, right? So that's when some people will fall right back into their old habits, if they were their old habits. But you know what I mean? Like, you'll fall back into the things that you used to do, or you'll start hanging around people that don't really probably have your best interest, that are not into the things that you're into, because everybody cannot handle being solo. They cannot handle being solo. And of course, y'all know I have friends, right? But I pretty much don't hang out with people on a day-to-day basis. I don't. Again, my son will be 26 in a couple months. Like, where am I hanging out? Like, where? Like, oh my goodness, please tell me where. But yeah, I just wanted to come and just share this with y'all. Like, yeah, so again, when you just do not follow the masses, yeah, it's a little difficult. It just depends on, you know, what you're into and the things like that. Of course, there's people out there that are for you, you know. We all know that it's plenty of people that's out in the world that is for us. We know that, right? But you just cannot go chasing and searching and all of that. I mean, people that are for you, they will come to you. That's just how I live my life. They'll come to me. Like, that's it, that's all. So I just wanted to share this little brief quick video with y'all, just to let y'all know how it is. It's a little rough out here, you know what I mean, when it comes to some things. But when you are who you say you are, you can stand alone and everything else will follow. So thank you so much for watching, y'all. Please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow the channel, and don't please leave a comment, y'all. Y'all know I like to dialogue with y'all in the comments and share the video. I'll see y'all in a few days.